And good evening, everyone, and welcome out to the Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard. I am Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins, bringing you Lady Eagle playoff basketball. That's right, the playoffs are here. Eagles come soaring in with a record of 27-5, 7-3 in district. Finished second in district behind Rose Pine, which is top ranked in. They come as a number 2 seed behind Isidore Newman. And so that's a matchup that everyone's wanting to see take place, because that will be down in for the championship. They face a team out of the District 1-2A, the Loyola Prep Lady Flyers out of District 1-2A in the Shreveport area, Loyola College Prep. They came in at 11-15, Chuck, but 5-0 in winners of their district up there. So they are flying high, if you will. Exciting evening of basketball planned for this. Menard, a little rusty, had a little bit of time off, and you won't want to say limped into the playoffs, but lost 2 of their last 3, albeit to Rose Pine and Glenmore, 2 pretty solid ball clubs. And I guess if you can take anything out of the end of the season, is that they're going to not have any false sense or false airs about them. They've got to come in ready to go and ready to play as they welcome in the only school in the United States, Chuck, that is able to use Snoopy as their mascot. Only school in the entire United States that's able to use that. Not even so they have to be called the Flyers. But the logo that you saw up there in the pregame on there, which is Snoopy, is Red Baron days when Snoopy was sitting on his doghouse. They're the only ones, and that came from a trip that Charles Schultz made back into Shreveport, and there's a whole lot of pomp and circumstance behind that. But there you have it.
That is too cool, and because I love Snoopy is probably one of my favorite cartoon characters, the whole Peanuts gang, but Snoopy is just iconic for all of that. But, you know, I really are rooting for the Eagles to win this one, but we're going to try to keep it as even kilter as possible. Let's put it that way.
It's home cooking here. This is the Lady Eagles broadcast, and you might be biased in this one, Chuck, but we're taking the Lady Eagles in this one. We want to welcome all of the listeners from that Shreveport area. We know that they're following us on YouTube tonight, and so we're delighted that you guys have done that. Welcome aboard. And so the disclaimer that I have to make to everyone that's listening, if I butcher names, then send that to Chuck at 446sports.com. Any complaints? However, if you like something that we did, we invite you to share that. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe while you're there. Hit that notification button, and you'll find out anytime we go live. Cover over 200 games a year of high school sports, and are doing it just because we love doing it. Couldn't do it without Valex Federal Credit Union. You see down in the bottom right-hand corner, they are our title sponsor. Up at the top, you see Wallace Eye Associates. They will have the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. We'll keep you up to date on the time and the time remaining, because the clock, we don't have the clock up at the top of it yet. We'll get that figured out next season sometime, because we don't get to fiddle during the season with it. Had the clock for soccer, but it counts up, and there's not much trouble with that. Getting ready to turn it down to the court side for our public address announcer and the welcome as we get this thing going.
Menard, can you all stand for a prayer, please? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, thank you for our very many blessings. Thank you for the ability to be here tonight. Watch over our players tonight, that they play to the best of their ability and stay safe. Please watch over our officials, that they officiate fairly to the best of their ability. Please watch over our spectators, our fans, our scorekeepers, and our coaches. And in your name we pray, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
Tonight's starting lineups for the Loyola College Prep. We have a 5'7" junior, number 14, Trina Simmons. A 5'6" junior, number 30, Maddie McIntyre. A 5'6" junior, number 33, Camilla Alsop. A 5'6" junior, number 11, Janelle Carmode. And a 5'7" junior, number 21, Emma Sipes. And now the starting lineup for your Holy Savior Menard Lady Eagles. A 5'7" freshman, number 20, Carly Menard. A 5'6" junior, number 11, Ellie Juno. A 5'9" junior, number 14, Abigail Anderton. A 5'11" junior, number 31, Lauren Smith. And the 5'5" senior, the walking bucket, number 15, Marilyn Seeley. Head coach Jessica Sender, assistant coach Maddie Smith.
There you have the starting lineups. It is Carmody, Simmons, Sipes, McIntyre, and Alsop for the Lady Flyers, and for Lady Eagles, Juno, Atherton, Sealing, Maynard, and Lauren Smith round out the starting five. Powder blue uniforms for the Lady Flyers of Loyola, and the white with green numbers trimmed in gold. Lady Eagles emblazoning the front of the shirts above the numbers there. 21 getting set to jump for Loyola, and that is Emma Sipes. She'll jump against Smith. Lauren Smith will stand in there ready to go, and Chuck playoff basketball is upon us.
It is indeed. Looking forward to this. I know the Lady Eagles are excited to get to play again because, they, like you said, they had a lull between their last game and this one because they had that bye in the first round. But they are, from what I'm understanding, very excited to get this underway.
Indeed they are. We're set. The officials make their points to the clock and to the book and to each of the teams, and we're underway here from Menard. Rebound controlled. Lauren gets it herself back over to Sealing. Sealing quickly working inside to Maynard. Sealing now on the give and go. We'll go to the basket, get the bucket. Give Sealing her first two, and an assist to Carly.
I didn't realize the referees tweeted so often.
I lost you. I'm not saying it. Carmody has it at the point. They move it around. Good ball movement by this Lady Flyer team, working it back inside. Sealing trying to jump in and is going to cause just enough trouble. That's a rebound from Lauren. She picks up her first. Quickly back the other way. Loyola ready for it. They'll turn it back over, and Carmody has it and will walk it up. I don't believe that Loyola wants to get in an up and down the floor match with Menard. Want to keep Menard in the 40s and 50s if you can. Menard looking to get up into the 70s if they can. Very methodical pace, led in part by a little bit of that zone defense. Atherton over there.
Staying in the hip pocket of number 11.
And look, jumping in the lane is Juno. She gets it out to Sealing quickly. A steal from Juno, and that Sealing going back to the basket, unable to pull that one down. Smith and Maynard are there. And that'll be a held ball going back over to the Lady Flyers. And we'll show that logo later on again today. For those of you that didn't see it on the countdown, the folks from Shreveport understand what it is, but it's a neat little logo.
And we put it up there. You're going to have a little music in the background, but it'll be the little intro that the same intro screen we had up there at the beginning.
6:36 and counting here in the first. Early. It is just 2-0 Menard. You see that up at the top of the screen, courtesy of our Wallace Eye Associates. And look, that is just a solid defensive set. There's the first shot attempted, and that's from downtown. That's a three from Emma Sipes. She gets that one. And Loyola, with their first shot, take the early lead in this one, 3-2, 6:10 to go. And we'll try to give you the clock as best we can. Sealing kicks it back out. This is Juno from downtown trying to answer. Doesn't get it to go. Carly with a tap into Lauren, but the ball is going to be turned over and give Snipes the steal. correction, that is Carmody, Genevieve Carmody, that has it, the steal, and walks it up. That now is Simmons surveying the situation, trying to get it inside the outset, but is unable to. Finally does. Going to the basket, a little bit of a hook shot, and Sipes is going to go to the line to shoot two. We'll see who they're calling, and I believe Sealing.
Doug, I'm just impressed how well you're able to keep up with all the names, pulling double duty like you did earlier today.
Did a little bit of softball early on. Maryland picks up the foul, and that's going to send Sipes to the line to shoot two. She has the only points in the game for Loyola. The three ball, a possession to go. That one misses off of the front, does not go.
Barely touches that front rim.
Second free throw, same result, no good. Team rebound defense, don't score to anyone. Team rebound defensively to Menard. Inbounds from Carly, she gets it to Sealing, who will quickly get it up into the front court and then throws it away. A couple of turnovers early on for Menard. That's the one thing, Chuck, that we've seen that has been the Achilles heel, if you will, for this Lady Eagle team in their press, is they oftentimes turn the ball over and amass a large number of turnovers. That's one thing we'll have to keep an eye on. They've got two early on here.
Albeit they had much faster-paced teams that they were playing, but still those counted up quickly against them.
Correct. Oh, good backdoor give and go, but there's a block by Lauren. Was able to get some help side defense there. There's a shot from Simmons off and no good. Rebound though controlled. That shot is up and no good from Alsop.
Right.
And the rebound brought down by Atherton. Juneau now quickly thought about it, but instead hits the cutting Atherton, who will go to the basket, misses that one. Rebound unable to be there, and that's just good work from Trina Simmons, who is down there staying on Carly. She knows the work that they do down in the block, she and Lauren. Back to the near side, low scoring game, 3-2 in this one, 4:30 remain in this one, and up and to the basket goes Sipes, and that's going to quickly get a timeout, and that brings the Loyola fan base here to life. 5 points in the game for the Lady Flyers, and they are all by Emma Sipes. Emma Sipes has all 5 points, just 2. That basket by Sealing that was early. Chuck will go ahead and leave it here. They're sitting down, but just one thing that you've got to be careful of, Coach Sanders told us, very well could come out rusty, but I don't attribute a lot of this to rust as I do that this Loyola prep team is just bringing it up and down the floor in every possession. Now, the question I have for you, is the endurance there to keep this kind of a pace with there? Because if you look at their scoring, you go back and look at some research, their scoring doesn't dictate that they get up and down the floor.
Right.
Menard's going to look to press the entire game, all 32 minutes of this.
And we've seen them very effective in that press before. Menard has been the Lady Eagles as far as getting the turnover underneath the basket and getting quick scores. We saw it ran up 9 points one time real quick. So hopefully they'll be able to have that same effectiveness.
Winner of this one looks to play Glen Oaks. They won earlier. Sealing now switches left to right and goes to the basket. A little no-look fake and goes to the basket, but just too hard. Now she gets it back to Still. She's going to go to the line to shoot two. Is Sealing trying to make up for the turnover. Got it back, and now Maryland will go to the line.
That pesky, aggressive press.
Indeed, indeed they are. Sealing a couple of dribbles. Sinks the first of two. She's got all 3 Lady Eagle points here. 4:09 remaining here in the first. We are halfway home in period number 1. Sealing gets this one up and down as well. She bags them both. Here comes that Lady Eagle press, and that did cause the ball to be picked up, but good job. Sipes getting it over the timeline. Going to the basket, Lauren's going to pull that board down. She's got a couple of them to go with that one block, and Sealing and company looking to get back into the lane, and they do get it into Carly, but she looked to pass, was unable to hang on to it. But I'm telling you, peskiness is not limited to this Lady Eagle team. Emma Sipes and that group are looking for it all the while. There goes Sipes back to the basket, thought about it, but was cut off by Menard. And now they'll reset back to the top. Atherton extends that defense out, and that causes some chaos. Look, when Menard comes out and they start playing that press defense, that's where they look to create turnovers of their own. And there's Maryland jumping into the passing lane, 1-on-4, so she's going to have to think about pulling this one back, and she does. She slows down just a little bit. It's going to be, they're going to call that she stepped out, and it will be over to Loyola in that. So that's turnover number 4 here on early on. Coming out, Genevieve Carmody looks like she's favoring that ankle just a little bit. Kalia Davis set to inbounds and enter into the game. That one is thrown over the top. Atherton's there to corral it. She'll stop, swing it across the court to Juneau. And Maryland from downtown rolls around and no good. Carly trying to board up on that one. It'll be a held ball. She and Sipes, they're hustling for that board. It will stay with Menard. 3:08 remaining here, period number 1. Maryland thought about the 3 instead, a little head fake, and she comes back. Atherton just inside the line, misses that, and rebound pulled down by Simmons.
Again, back off the press a little bit now.
Yep, Loyola slowly coming. They'll look to press on a made basket and not so much on the miss. Going to the basket, McIntyre, but she kicked it back out. That is Sipes. Spun around. Good job of hanging on to your pivot foot was Simmons, as she did not drag that back foot. They're sealing down the floor. Cross-court pass from Juneau to Atherton for the basket.
Beautiful, beautiful execution there.
That's what the Lady Eagles work on, Chuck, and they've got their lead back at 2.5 to go here in period number 1. And Lauren just says, give me that. Sealing back to Juneau for the basket. And that warrants a timeout from the Loyola sideline.
It's like he's picking stuff off his shoulder. That means it's a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout it is. We'll take it with them and be right back on 446 Sports.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
.215 remaining here, period number 1. Menard on a 6-0 run following that 5-2 start for Loyola. They made that adjustment on the timeout, and it seemed it's given fits to this Loyola team.
It really has.
And it's ratcheting up their pressure. They've extended out. Look, Lauren is out on the outside the three-point line where she's playing. This man defense is smothering by the Lady Eagles. Sipes has this one and pulls it back, and they'll say, look, let's reset on this perhaps, and Lauren all the way out with her. That's one of the biggest parts of Lauren's game that has improved is the way that she plays defense. She has all aspects of the game handled. 133 and counting. Simmons has it top of the key. Thinks about going to the basket, but instead dumps it off to Alsop. Spun around there to McIntyre and back up top to Simmons. They're going to try to hang on to it, and Carly adjusting that ankle brace that's on her as Sawyer Shelton set to check in.
Boy, that was a travel.
On the sideline, yeah. I think she came right from the softball field, too, as she plays center field for the Lady Eagles. And there's a big-time block out in the corner. And the first one to go over and give some love to Ellie Juneau on that block was Lauren Smith.
Yeah, I saw Sawyer when she walked into the court, and yes, she absolutely had on her softball gear when she walked in.
Right out of center field into this playoff game. Was able to talk to her folks beforehand. They were over there watching softball, working the gate and the concession stand as that one is up, and it is good. 2-point basket. That is Camilla Alsop that gets that, and it's 8-7 under a minute to play. Sealing with a good head fake. Oh, and a nasty dish right underneath And that is going to be Menard with the basket, give Sealing another assist.
These girls, you can tell, it looks like they've had a few energy drinks. They're ready to go now.
So I figured out why your favorite cartoons were Peanuts, because Peppermint Patty was always there. Oh, Chuck,
Yes,
good
yes.
grief, Chuck.
Yes, good grief.
I feel her pain. Thought about it, but back to Simmons did Sipes. 26 to go here in the first. There's a wide open jumper from the left side, no good. That was also looking to add the
Got it on
basket,
travel.
and a traveling violation and another turnover. Coach Sanders not getting upset, always just coaching her girls up. She knows the players that she has out on the floor. Nearing a 5-second call. Traveling violation, and that's going to be much to the disappointment of this Loyola fan base, as it looked like Shelton had jumped in and created the foul perhaps, but the official says that she had traveled prior to that call. 13 seconds remaining in the first period. Sealing between the legs to the basket,
Short.
no good. Carly's there, the board, and the bucket. Carly Menard, rebound, basket. She's got 4, and that'll do it for the first period of play. The Lady Eagles with the lead, 12-7 in this one. We'll be back for the second period right after this.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
(12-7) as we begin period number 2. Lady Eagles started out with the first basket, but in a 5-0 run by Loyola made it 5-2. Lady Eagles rolled off 8 straight, and then it's kind of been back and forth since then. Traveling violation is whistled. Thought it came a couple of steps prior to that, but ended up getting it back there. And Sealing in that offense will go to work. Again, the winner of this, if Menard wins this, that game will be Thursday night here. Into the corner, Shelton thought about it, didn't go. Back to her, now she'll hoist it. Misses off the front iron, trying to chase her own rebound down. Look, that's when she is at her most pesky. There you go. Sealing says, I'll get that one for you. Goes up, gets the steal and the score. Neither of those guards like to miss a shot. They'll go look for their own rebound and try to get it back. Sealing now has 6 to lead all scorers.
And a travel.
And they'll call the traveling violation there. As
Kind of a stretch on that knee there. I'm hoping she didn't hyperextend it.
she's
favoring that ankle, I
coming
think.
out a little bit, Maddie McIntyre coming off, and now she's going to have a seat over there on that Loyola bench. She's trying to stretch it out a little bit, you see, so I think she's going to be okay. Over into the corner is Shelton. The way we're working the give and go. Atherton gets it back. 7. And you hear the fans from Loyola counting the 3 seconds in the lane. They were up to 7 at that point. Carly puts that up. No basket. Shelton jumps in, gets the rebound back, gets it over to Juno.
And she's the one that actually calls that one. Had her hand on the ball.
Juno back up top to Sealing. Now Sealing has it. She's covered up by Alsop. Puts this shot up, no good. And that rebound is pulled down. Look, Emma Sipes has been just as solid as anyone that we've seen. 6.5 remaining here until halftime. 14-7, only a 2-point second quarter. And this thing getting going to get out of hand here in a minute, as you may very well have you're going to have one of the Loyola fans removed from this one. And I don't think it's warranted.
He's coming.
I don't think he needs to come over and just say, hey, just settle down, because it could get a little uglier anyway when they go to take him out of here. I don't agree with that, though.
There's a no warning shot going off right here.
He's going to get a little bit more of it before he gets out of here. You can believe that. I don't agree much with that. He's been removed from the contest in that, and the officials aren't putting up with any of it. Rebound tapped around after a couple of missed shots by Loyola, and that's unfortunate. I don't think that warranted the quick hook and getting out of there.
But
Crashing right, and the officials are letting them play. I mean, and it's held ball. It will stay with the Lady Eagles.
And you have a different officiating group here, of course. I mean, the Loyola fans may have never been here with this officiating group. I don't know if we've ever had them before or not.
And the officiating group, they do some double duty with some college stuff too.
Right.
I've seen this group call some college games, and so that's why the tolerance isn't going to be there. Top of the key. A little bit of a fall there from.
Lost her footing. It looked
right
like.
From Atherton. She misses that one. And then going back the other way is Sipes. Gets it back up top. Alsop has it now. That's thrown, jumping into it, and will be knocked out of bounds on Alsop. Shelton hopped into the passing lane. So haven't seen Lauren here in the second period. We're 5.5 in. She came out with about a minute and a half to go in the first on that more of a guard-based offense. Shot is up 3 and no good. Carly banging around in there, and that's a held ball. She and Maddie McIntyre tying things up.
And you hate for, like you said, the parent or whomever, the fan, to get thrown out, but you know, there is 446 Sports to watch it on.
I guess is there, look, jumping into it is Abigail Atherton. She jumps in and knocks it away. So there's the one piece of it is that is that you do get there, and here's that full court press again. They don't press unless there's a made basket or an out of bounds underneath. Sawyer racing down the line, and look, I mean, letting them play, to say the least.
Yeah.
There's going to be Carly whistled for that foul, and that will send Sipes to the line for 2. They do whistle that foul on Carly Menard, and that's her first. Good crowd starting to make it in here to Coliseum Boulevard on a President's Day evening. Happy President's Day to you.
Yep.
Lauren Smith checks back into the game. She will get switch spots down low in the low post with Atherton. So you've got Maynard and Lauren Smith down there set to rebound.
You know which president I just thought of, Doug, when you said that?
Second free throw made, and it is 14-9.
I thought of
Good
Jimmy
grief,
Carter.
Chuck. 5:10 to go here until halftime. Inside to Lauren, she kicks it back out to Ellie. Ellie on top to Maryland, and they're just a little two-man game going on there. That one, good piece of work by Audrey Sanamont, knocking that one off of the leg of Juneau. But they kick it. Ellie says, you know what, enough of this passing. Let me hoist this 3. Doesn't get it to fall, and Camilla also comes down with that one, and she'll reset things for this Loyola team. Atherton set to pick her up right at midcourt. Now it goes over to Sipes, dangerously close to a carry right there.
Oh, good slap
And
out there.
calling for the ball was Sanamon, but jumping into the passing lane was Ellie Juneau.
So, yeah, I thought of Jimmy Carter only because of the Peanuts reference earlier. That's the only reason.
I'll let that one go.
Okay.
That was denied from coming in by Lauren. Banged around, and that is picked up by Juneau, and she's looking to run. She gets it back over to Atherton. Those two have combined on that a lot of times. That shot is up and no good. And just 2 points, and we're halfway. 4:12 remaining until halftime, and just a 2-2 game in this second quarter. 2-2 scoring in this quarter, mind you. 4 minutes even, and a double dribble is whistled against Atherton, and she will step out in favor of Sawyer Shelton, who returns. You'll also see Z Marsland. She'll come in the game. Jamie Sue Bordelon will get some time. Methvin, a lot of those young ladies will find their way out onto the floor. 14-9, it was 12-7. So in this first 4 minutes, and this is the type of game, Chuck, that Loyola wants to play. They want it just as low scoring as they can get it. They do not want to get into an up and down battle with this Lady Eagle team, who is high flying in their own right.
A home run derby, if you will.
Sipes loses the handle on it, able to get it back. Lauren just playing some solid defense. Again, no shot clock at all involved in this in high school sports, and we certainly wish they would revisit that. Shot is up from Sipes, misses that. Maryland tries to get the board, but Simmons muscles around and comes out of there. Or that's Kalia Davis. Correction, Kalia Davis gets that rebound. Now Sipes trying to throw up a hope and does not get it to fall. Carly pulls that rebound out. That's her third. Ceiling going left, right, left, the other way. Back to the basket, no good. Sipes pulls down another board. She has been the catalyst for this Loyola team, keeping it where it's at and not allowing second chance baskets for Menard. Working the ball inside. Lauren there to get a hand on it. Few elbows being slung around. No good. Ceiling gets that one. And you can see there's a lot of frustration. Long distance three up and no good from Davis. Rebound is pulled down by Shelton. Chuck, you can see a lot of testiness going on down there.
Yes.
Lauren inside from Juneau.
Flyers are getting a bunch of shots off, but they're just not falling for them, and which will add to the frustration.
Indeed. Quickly, Simmons up off the bench. She's set to check back in. Ellie steps into the back. Oh, and a little backwards. It's going to be out of bounds. What a great play. She went behind the back to Ceiling, but just stepped on the line. And again, this is going to simply add to the aggravation of this Loyola College Prep fan base, because it is a physical game.
It is indeed. And if they're letting them play through.
That one should have been out of bounds. Maryland had contact with it while she was on the sideline, but she pulls that rebound down. Now it would have stayed with Loyola. Ceiling changing speeds like a pitcher between fastball and changeup. Lauren has it now out front. She clears a little bit. Ellie Juneau, I'm telling you, the officials are going to have to get control of this one, or it could turn ugly. And that one is a travel prior to the shot that was missed either way. 1:55 until halftime, 16-9 in this one. And we see our first look at Jamie Sue Bordelon.
Yep, and going to have a much-needed breather by everyone, I believe.
Look, and there's no let up with the way that Bordelon comes in there and plays. She's another one of those that the minutes are limited, but I'm telling you, she gets the most out of every second that she's on the floor. Davis loses a handle on it. Ceiling, good court vision, looks ahead. They drop back down on Juneau, so Ceiling says, may take this myself. Instead, kicks it outside. Gets the return, misses everything on that one. Carly
underneath
with the board, kicks it inside to Jamie Sue, and that's a basket for Jamie Sue Bordelon.
And another one. Ceiling got the inbound.
Ceiling gets the steal from the inbounds, and this is that point where it's starting to get away. Ceiling with another basket moments ago, 20-9 with 1:12. There's going to be a held ball on this one, and it will go over to Loyola.
This is one of those pressure underneath on the inbound like we were talking about before, that they can score a lot of points, and just now they got, basically the amount 6 points?
Yep, 20-9 with 1:07 to go. There's Simmons back in the contest. She gets it back up top to McIntyre. Now Simmons gets it back. Carly all the way out on her. 57 seconds and counting here until halftime. Good screen opportunity by Davis. Now McIntyre trying to get to the basket, returns it to Davis, swings it over, and that basket is good by Camilla Alsop. Her first basket of the second period, give her 4 on the day, and that stops that little mini run from Menard.
Is that their 4th point of this period?
It is.
Okay.
Shot up, rolls around, no good.
Yeah.
And it will be
Shirts
foul whistled there, and they're going to call Lauren for the foul. Had to look around. That should be Lauren's second. Is that what we have, or her first? First personal foul, third team foul. And Abigail will come back in, and she'll replace Lauren on this one. And here's that full court pressure by the Lady Eagles. They stole a basket the last time they were down here and may not beat the 5-second call. They do, but Davis is getting pressured. They throw it back to Sipes. Now they got to sweat the 10 seconds, but they get it across. 20 seconds until halftime. There's a shot from the side, up and no good by Alsop. She hit it from there last time. Rebound controlled by McIntyre and then stolen away by Juneau. Ball into Ceiling, got 5 seconds on the clock. And at 4, now 3 and 2 and 1. Little Euro step. They get that off at the buzzer. Count the basket. Abigail Atherton from Ceiling right at the horn. And goodness gracious, just the second basket, the assist to Ceiling. And it is 22-11. Just a 4-point quarter or period for Loyola. 10-4 outscored in the second. And the parent standing there going to stare down the official. I don't think you can do that at any point in time in this, and that'll get instantly removed in this one as well. You can't go and stand there and stare down the official. That is they're going to get him out of there too, so he'll be gone. The gentleman from Loyola, and that was brought on himself. You know, the first one I said didn't work, and this now he's wanting to walk around. And this is disappointing the way this is going. But
right now he's just being dismissed from the gym. But if he refuses the order from the officer, he can get arrested for it. And I know that's not something they want to happen.
And no, you don't want to see that at all. And I agree with some of the disagreements with what it has. It is tough, and you know, it's not a crew here from Alexandria by any means, but you know, the first ejection that was in there of the parent, I thought that was it shouldn't have happened. I don't believe it should happen. I think it was a quick ejection in there. But when you walk out to midcourt and stare down the officials, that's going to get you removed from it just right away.
You don't have to say anything, and I don't know if he uttered a word or not, but he was shaking his hand, staring them down.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's just as good as yelling out stuff at
It's
them.
frustrating coming down and seeing, and it's difficult. But, you know, we just need the officials to get control of both sides of it. I don't think that there were as many fouls called probably as should have been, Chuck, in that on both sides of it. But
3 and 1. I mean, 3 against the Eagles, 1 against the Flyers.
And I just I think there could have been a number more of fouls whistled on the Eagles, and I see then wherein lies the frustration. I get that. But cooler heads have prevailed here now, and the fan base starting to hit the makeshift concession stand, which is right below us.
Shack.
We're going to take a break. Halftime is here, 7.5 remaining in the half, and that'll get us over to the second half of this one. 22-11, Lady Eagles have the lead. We'll be back for the second half in about 7 minutes.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. an idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pine.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our
22-11, Lady Eagles have the lead in a very, very low-scoring contest. But if you're going to be in a low-scoring contest, you don't mind having that 11-point lead. They're doubling up the Lady Flyers of Loyola College Prep out of Shreveport. Couple of fan ejections. Was a very rough, to say the least, first half, Chuck.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I'm not in agreement with the sentiment down there from that Loyola side. It was a very, very aggressively played first half, to say the least.
Yes, I agree. And if that's not something they're accustomed to, they're definitely going to have a lot more frustration built up quicker.
Yes.
Or if they've never been exposed to that on frequency.
And look, I don't know that Menard has really.
Right.
It just
they've had a couple that we've seen.
Just we'll see if the officiating crew out of I guess, well, I'm not sure where they're from. I think they're down south here. 13 seconds remaining in halftime, winding that down 22-11. But hate it for those gentlemen that made their way up here. But that passion of a fan base is what gets these young ladies and all athletes going. Neither one of them were derogatory by any means. And so that was just I don't think that the first ejection was warranted. The second one just can't go on the court. But needless to say, we are back on the court. Lady Eagles up 22-11. And there's going to be a foul whistled on number 30, and she's not happy about that. Maddie McIntyre will pick that foul up because she said, look, that's what was happening to me in the first half.
And, you know, you were talking about earlier the 22-11 lead, which is not – it's a low scoring. It is doubled up, but it's low scoring. And what we don't need to happen is for them to put a board on that rim on this side of the goal against the Eagles this time.
Only a few possessions is all that it is. Sealing now driving to the basket. Oh, beautiful dish again. That one inside to Menard. Has the first basket of the second half. Sealing with the assist. She's loading up the assist count. That's 6 for Sealing. Ball knocked away, or actually I think she slipped up. Credit the steal to Abigail Atherton, and she will get the bucket. 26-11 in this one. Menard looking like they will be hosting Glen Oaks on Thursday night. Over into the corner. There's Sipes. She's been a standout for this Loyola team. All these young ladies are playing with such heart. There is Simmons back over to the near side and Alsop in the corner. That shot is up. Would have been 3 for Audrey Santamon, but falls off the back of the rim. Quickly Sealing the other way to Juneau. Goes to the basket and airs that one out from inside, but Atherton there with the rebound. She'll stop. Pop misses that one. Rebound controlled by McIntyre, and it will be going back Loyola way. Again, Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins bringing you Menard Lady Eagle basketball as they take on the Flyers, the Lady Flyers of Loyola College Prep out of Shreveport. 5-0 in District 1-2A, won their district there, finished the season at 11-15. That one goes away, and careful not to get stepped on. Boy,
or
Carly
step
was,
on somebody.
Right, Carly was jumping over, and I saw the hand of Sipes out on the floor, and I was like, ugh.
She's practicing her hurdles.
Yeah, good work by the ninth grader Carly to avoid that. Now she gets the return, ball right back to her. Knocked away by Simmons, and good pressure defensively by Trina Simmons. Traveling violation whistled against the Lady Eagles. And look, let me tell you, Chuck, the game has not went the way of Loyola, but they have not stopped battling the entire time. They're jumping into the passing lane for loose balls and passes, and I mean they're coming after it. It's just been Menard's been kind of a step ahead on a little of it. Going to pick up the dribble, and frustration you can see set in on Santamon. Sipes at the top.
They're allowing the hand checks and maybe just beyond that, if you will.
There's a block on the backside by Smith, and she's quickly there to help up Sipes as well as her own teammate Alsop. 5:28 remaining here in the third period. Just underway in the second half. Coliseum Boulevard, Highway 28 West, depends on how you look at it. Scenic Colonial Trails Highway, something else like that, I believe. But inside, shot is up, no good. And Carly will go to the line to shoot 2. See who they're going to whistle that foul on. Looks like 14 is whistled. That's Trina Simmons. Shot from Carly up and gets the free throw. One thing that we've seen Carly able to do this year is make her free throws. Yes. Freshman is going to be really a battler before she gets out of here some 3 years later. Second one is up, and it's good. Tough pass on that pressure, stolen by Juneau, but then gives it right back.
Just really didn't have anybody underneath to get it to.
Not at all. Santa Malt being picked up there at mid-court by Sealing. Gets it back over to Simmons, and now quickly Lauren out on her. Extending that defense out near mid-court. And you got to be careful, your Simmons, not to step on that half-court line and get an over and back. Tries to work the give and go her own way, gets it over to Carly. Carly jumps in the way of it and quickly down the floor to Abigail. She's unable to get that to finish, and the rebound is pulled down by Maddie McIntyre. McIntyre has been all over the floor as well. That's Santa Malt going back to the basket. That's not going to fall. And Carly pulls out another rebound quickly. 3-on-1 now. Sealing to Juneau. And Chuck, this one is getting a little bit out of hand. Scoreboard-wise, 30-11, 4:18 to go in the third. Almost halfway home. Ellie looking backside on Sipes, but able to sense that Juneau was coming. There's a travel that's going to be whistled, and it will go the other way. Saw that tried to stop and look for someone to pass to, but hopped and drugged that back pivot foot just a bit.
You know, as far as 4:09 left in the game, but as far as
in the third,
in the third with as few fouls has been scored, you can't ask for a cleaner game.
Well, and that would be a topic of debate for a lot of these fans that are in here, thinking that there should be some more called in this one. Good job of Sipes jumping into the passing lane. Got that one from Sealing. Continuing to be impressed with the work that she does. Spins around, misses a shot, gets her own board and bucket. Emma Sipes.
That'll end their drought in this third period.
She's got 9 of the 13, does Sipes. That one off the near side of the backboard. Carly's going to go to the basket to shoot 2, and Simmons will be whistled for the personal foul. That should be her second. Yeah, picked up both of them here in the second half, and that will get Carly back to the line to shoot a couple of free throws. 30-13. 3:29 remaining, and I jinxed her a possession late. Shelton makes her way back in as she replaces Sealing. Gets over there and gets some high fives from her teammates as she goes back and gets a breather. That one bounces around and goes in, so got the second of 2, and here comes that pressure by the Lady Eagles. That one inbounds to Alsop, but she's still being pressured there by Atherton and Juneau. Using the sideline, too, as an extra defender. There's a shot up, no good. Carly pulls that board down, but quickly jumping in there is McIntyre. And I tell you, just scrappiness from both sides. The scoreboard may not indicate it, but this has been a pretty scrappy game.
Yeah, it's been an aggressive play. And you can see some of them are gearing up a little bit more, but almost a little bit too much intensity on their face from it.
Well, this is playoff action. It's win or go home. That 3 ball is up, no good. Atherton, and there's going to be a quick whistle down on this end. And we'll see who they call that one on. That is on 30, so Maddie McIntyre gets her second personal foul. And that pressure that came in from that first timeout when Menard went down 5-2. Oh, look, there's
nice play over there by the Flyer. 22.
Yeah, that was Kalia Davis jumps in line. But when it was 5-2, Loyola had the lead. Coach Sanders called that timeout, and quickly that changed things up.
Yeah.
Menard went on the run, got out of the zone and got into that heavy, intense man and pressured defense. 2:46 remaining here in the third. Long range 3 shot is up and no good. And banging around, Sawyer trying to go chase it. That's going to be a...
Wow.
Working the ball inside. Not certain, I guess, unless they're saying it was knocked away. But There's Atherton from the corner. She misses that one, and it goes out the other way. And, where we're sitting, it's starting to get you're starting to get some of the Flyers fans that are, and yes, there some things that are being missed. You're absolutely right. But almost getting laughable, they believe, at the number of no calls that are out there. That bangs off the face of Alsop and going back to the line. But again, 4 fouls, 5 fouls, team fouls. Yeah, 5 team fouls to none.
That was on number 22.
22 is Kalia Davis. She picks up her first personal foul, team's 5th. And that sends Atherton to the line to shoot 2. Gets the first one, does Atherton. Not a big shooting night for either of the guards, but not really a big shooting night for anyone in a game that's 32-13, but does get both of those free throws. Free throw shooting for Menard has been solid. Now you see that full court press off of the made basket. One that's been just as spirited as any of them is that young lady there, Audrey Santamon. She plays with a lot of fire and intensity. Throws that one away, but look, she's spirited and gets after it. And you love the passion that this team brings. It's just a well-oiled machine here with these Lady Eagles. Zipped inside to Lauren. She goes up and gets the basket. Give the assist to Sealing. 1:55 to go, third period. Lauren jumps in, knocks that one away. Out of the hands of Maddie McIntyre. 5 fouls on the Flyers, the Lady Flyers, and 0 for Menard here in the third period.
Really close to a travel by her as well, because she was bouncing those feet, but that toe never came off the ground, but it was getting close to moving, scooching a little bit.
To see what's going on, maybe
a scrape or something on her leg.
Yeah, and they're going to have to get that checked out. That means she'll have to come to the sideline. Should end up having to get her replaced unless they put a timeout, unless they call a timeout. Somebody's got to come in as a sub for her. Got to get a sub, or they'll drop the ball and start the 5-second count if they don't get a sub quickly, getting someone checked in. And that is Alsop that makes her way back in. Inside to Santamon. She's got it quickly over to Simmons, trying to beat this pressure. And this is where a lot of the turnovers have been. They were able to get out of it. Shot is short. But as Menard puts that press up, they push the Flyer player to the corner. And so they're using the sideline as well as the 2 players.
Yep. Oh.
Going to whistle Genevieve Carmody for the foul.
That's number 31?
I thought they said 11. Then a correction.
31, yeah.
That is
Smith?
Lauren Smith. Yeah. They whistled for the foul there. That is Lauren's second, and the first team foul comes at 1:18. Quickly back down the floor is Sipes. She goes up and gets the basket there. Just a 4-point period here after a 4-point first period, or second, correction. There's Atherton back up top to Sawyer. Sawyer gets it over to Sealing. Going to go off of her leg, and the turnover there is 50.7 remain here in the third. Lady Eagles well on their way to a quarterfinal matchup against Glen Oaks. They will host them on Thursday night. Picking up the dribble is Sipes, and that's just dangerous. Those that back around to Santamon, but unable to get there. And Sealing picks it up, going to find her way to the basket, dumps it off to Shelton. Sawyer gets that one to roll in. Sawyer Shelton with the basket at 30 seconds to go. Half a minute remaining here from the third, and there's going to be a timeout whistled on the floor. We'll take it with them. 30-second timeout. Back at 30 on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Certainly want to thank everyone that joined us tonight. If you get a chance, hit that like and subscribe button there on YouTube. Ring that notification bell, and you'll know whenever we go live. We do a lot of local sports here around the area. We'll do Menard, Buckeye, Ash, and Tioga football. We do Grace Christian baseball, Menard and Tioga softball, and Menard basketball, and just a lot of things. The the ASL state championships are all held here. That one over in the corner. Santamont trying her hand at a three and just rains that one in. Big time arching shot, and that is a 3-ball for Audrey Santamont. Going to the basket, count it. Abigail Atherton gets that one to fall, and the foul is whistled on, looked like number 11, but the 21 is the call there, and that is Emma Sipes.
Be her second personal according to what they have up there.
And Atherton will go to the basket to try the and one with 0.9 remaining here. There it is. That's the old. Oh, so they didn't count the basket. Thought they. Yeah, they did. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought they did. Old school 3 for Atherton. Ball is inbounds to Santamont, and under a second to play, she just holds it and will go there. Lady Eagles in command of this when they lead it by 22, 40-18. Final period coming up right after this on 446 Sports.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee.
We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Admiral Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Back to the Eagles' nest, and barring something catastrophic, the Lady Eagles will be here Thursday night hosting Glen Oaks for a trip to the state championship, state semifinal action. Santamont set to trigger this one in, finding it tough to get it into, but does get it inside to Davis. Santamont's going to try for another three. She hit her last one. That one goes long. Pretty good shooter, Santamont is. We saw that that shot earlier. Juneau, and really this Menard team in no hurry to do anything anymore. There's the backdoor pass in from Menard to Sealing. Gives Sealing the basket.
Looks like the Flyers have gone to a kind of a man coverage, if you will.
12 points for Sealing on the night to go with 8 assists. She's had herself a pretty nifty regional round, by district, I guess, if you will. Whatever they call it before it gets to the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Juneau, little stutter, and goes to the basket. Just a beautiful move. Ellie Juneau going to the basket. Back down to Davis, who's unable to get that, and it bounces off of the Eagle logo on the padding that protects that roll-up metal door. .705, a minute gone in the fourth. Eagles on cruise control now, up 44-18. Had 22 in the first, and another nifty dish. 9 assists now for Sealing. That is Menard with the basket. 9 assists, so looking for a double-double is Maryland. and she feeds her team as good as anybody. There's Juno. She gets that steal. Back over the other way to Atherton, and Atherton's unable to get that one. She got crossed up and was on the wrong side of the basket.
Yep.
And so had to go to the left hand, and that didn't work. Thrown from Sipes, and she quickly says, that's my bad. And look, I've been impressed with her from the start. From the minute she jumped center, I've been impressed with the play of Emma Sipes tonight.
Yeah, she has done really well out there. I'm impressed as well.
But it's been all Lady Eagles in this one, following that 5-2 start and that timeout from Coach Sanders, and adjusting from the zone to the man defense has made all the difference. They went back with that Menard pressure defense. Atherton trying to go to the basket. Forgot the ball, though. This time she goes back up there.
And gets it.
And they'll count the basket. So another opportunity for an and one from Atherton.
And that should put them in the bonus anyway.
Yeah, 7 it will.
On number 15.
Her first personal foul. That is Amelia Haynes. Lauren coming out, and we see our first look at Z Marsland tonight. 48-18, 6:09 remaining. Atherton makes that one, and she'll come out in favor of Jamie Sue Bordelon. So doing a good job of getting these starters out of there now is Coach Sanders. And you'll see a guard or two. She won't make wholesale changes in there because she wants the thing not to get sloppy down the end. Marsland and Bordelon out on defense. That's inside to Simmons. She quickly whips it into Davis. Davis unable to get it to fall. Toe-tipping the sideline is Sealing. Gets it back in, but it goes to the Flyers.
Got away with the travel, but that's okay.
Good strength getting to the basket. Actually thought that one went in, but coming out of there with it are the Lady Eagles. Bordelon back up top now to Sealing. And Juno dropping down into the offense now as she had kind of set back to as a safety valve, if you will. And again, methodically running some clock off, 5:18 and counting. And they're just content, are these Lady Eagles, to move the ball around.
Watch the 5 seconds.
There goes Sealing to the basket. She dumps that one off. And Juno brings it back up top. 5 minutes to go. Running a little more time off, and it will be our favorite time of the night. There goes Juno to the basket. 4:46 remaining in this contest. 4:46 to go, and there is a turnover.
Passed it out to number 5 there. That's Jamie Sue?
Yes,
and,
Bordelon.
Just a little bit too much for her on that one.
4:40 and counting, 49-18, 31-point cushion for the Lady Eagles, as just points have been hard to come by from the Flyers tonight. That shot is up, and it is no good. Looked like it may have been altered a little bit. Good rebound underneath by Haynes as she keeps it alive for this Lady Flyer team. There's going to be a foul whistled on Z, and that will send Davis to the line to shoot 2. Correction, Simmons. Trina Simmons will go to the line for the basket.
Misses the first one.
Pretty good crowd made their way in here, Chuck.
Yeah.
You know, when we got here, and granted, I guess we got here 45 minutes before the tip-off, but it's filled up nicely. You see the softball players have made their way in, supporting their school, and a couple of the players that play with them. Running down to try to catch Sealing napping, but Maryland, little Euro step, goes to the basket. That is going to be Simmons on the foul. 8th team foul, 3rd on Simmons. So in the bonus the rest of the way, a little over halfway remaining.
Lady Eagles are 4 points from clocking.
That is correct, sir. Did not see that until now. 32-point lead. That is Atherton coming in now. She replaces Carly.
Got to believe that's the point they want to get to, and then they'll start making subs back in.
And what Chuck's referring to is when there is a 35-point lead, both free throws there, and then the clock continues to run. The only thing that would stop it would be a timeout, but just 4 minutes remaining in this one anyway. Good season's going to come to an end for the Flyers from Loyola. Won their district, finished 5-0 based on what I read there after finishing 6-15 non-district slate. They go 5-0 in district to get into the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Won their first playoff game, and there's a good basket by Camilla Alsop. Gets that one to fall. 51-20. There goes Sealing. She's going to go back to the free throw line to shoot 2. Whistle that foul on Alsop. Her first personal, 9th team. And I don't know that the clock really is going to have a factor on it anymore, even though if it does get that way, I don't expect it will. See Sawyer up off the bench getting ready to come back in. See if she comes in for Juno. So Juno will get some applause as she rolls off of there. And this is as good as Coach Sanders doing a good job at getting his starters out of there and getting some applause as they come off the floor.
Big support by their teammates and fans.
That one missed early. Sealing gets the tip from Z. And Atherton, a couple of rebounds, but unable to finish the shot. That is Sipes going to the basket, rolls around, it's no good. Shelton pulls the board down, 3-13, and quickly all the way down the floor is Sealing.
Nice
But jumping in the way is Trina Simmons, trying to go the distance. And they are going to say it's out of bounds off of Atherton, and it will be Lady Flyer basketball with 3:04 to go. Sanders down there picking up a couple of the others, the three that have not made it into the game. So we'll get them into the game here momentarily. You'll see Kaylee Methvin get up and get in. Ava Miguez will be there as well as Maddie Ray.
Methvin was in softball also.
She pitched today. She was the starting pitcher in that game against St. Thomas More. 2:47 to go. And a lot of times you'll see a timeout whistled just for a substitution timeout, they call it. 2:37 to go, and Sealing goes to the basket, 53-20. And there is the timeout that they'll whistle. Just a 30-second one. We'll keep it right here. And that gets a couple other young ladies in. 23 is Emily Rowe. She's coming in. We'll try to get a couple of the other numbers for these young ladies that are coming in. We told you Ava Miguez, Kaylee Methvin, and Maddie Ray will be making their way in. Chuck, going to be a busy night, busy week this week. So we've got
Wednesday's my only day off that I see.
Well, yes, because we've got Grace baseball tomorrow. That game is, we think, 5 o'clock.
Yep. That's what's on the schedule, but like you said, it may be a JV, so we may be a little bit later than that start.
I'll have to check and see on that one. I told them not to schedule the 5 o'clock games because it makes it difficult to get out there.
Oh, yeah.
For that, 42 comes into the game. That's Ainsley Haynes. And, Chuck, if we can pick up the other number that came in. That may have been the only one. There were two of them that came in. 23, Emily Rowe. And then you do have into the game Methvin, Ray, and Miguez.
Let's see, number 2, number 3, number 5, 13, and 12.
2:17 to go in this one. Inside.
Oh, nice.
That is a shot from Rowe, unable to get that to fall. And there is Haynes pulling the board down, but taken away by the Lady Eagles, Kaylee Methvin. There goes Bordelon to the basket. Gets it over to Z. Bangs around and is out of there. Haynes pulls down another big rebound. She's been active the minute or so that she's been in there, getting Sarah Rapolo up and ready to come in. That one is no good. Z pulls that board down, and there is going to be a held ball. Possession will go to the Lady Eagles, and as we said, Sarah Rapolo comes in as well as 15. Amelia Haynes makes her way back in. So both benches have been emptied tonight. Season coming to an end, not the way that the Loyola College Prep team wanted it to end by any means. Just tough coming in to face the number 2 seed in this one. Well rested. Minute 26 remaining. Going to the basket now is Methvin, but she's going to turn around and burn a little bit more clock. Dish inside to Bordelon from Miguez. Back up top now and just content to run some clock out. Azia is going to hold it until there's pressure out on her, and we sit at a minute 4 remaining. Near turnover, but able to pull it back in. Methvin's got it. Methvin goes to the basket, unable to get that to fall. Coach Scully saw her going to the basket, says, hold on, that's my pitcher. Don't let her get hurt going to the basket.
And it'll stay with the Eagles, Lady Eagles.
Back over to the top. Jamie Sue thought about it. Now she's going to drive into the basket, and she travels. 50.3 remaining in this one. I want to thank all of those folks from Loyola College Prep out of Shreveport that tuned in and followed us on our YouTube channel. We thank you for supporting and watching what it is that we did tonight. Invite you to hit that subscribe button on there. It doesn't cost you anything. And throughout the year, we cover a couple hundred games. And some of them all-star games, some of them the ASL championship games. We've done some Shreveport Force games, some Word of God, and that basket is up, and it is good by Jamie Sue. And now the clock won't stop anymore. Not that it's 25 seconds remaining, but I don't expect that it will anyway.
I had a chance to talk. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm done.
I was going to say I had a chance to talk to one of the assistant coaches for Loyola because they were here last year, and he looked at my setup again, took some more pictures because he said they do some things like that there at their school, and was trying to get a better setup than what they had.
Shot is up, and it is no good. That one was up from Gabrielle Gali, and that's going to do it. Lady Eagles will move on to the quarterfinal round here after a 55-20 win in this one. And season comes to an end for Loyola, not before winning a game in the playoffs, though. Came into this one against the 2 seed, and this was a tough one. So that sets up Menard and Glen Oaks on Thursday night at 6 o'clock is when that one will be. Chuck trying to get Coach Sanders for a quick interview. We'll see if he's able to spend some time with her after she visits with her team. So great crowd that made it out for this one. There was a big crowd for the softball game just a little earlier, and we'll do our best to visit with Coach Sanders here before she gets out. Look at and she's pushing the ball rack, Chuck, too, off of there. You'd think somebody could give her a hand there. But look, she does everything for me. You see the Lady Eagles making their way off the floor. Getting some congratulations is Coach Sanders. 55-20, the Lady Eagles find their way, and we're going to let that down to Coach Sanders. And look, this was about the most dysfunctional idea we've ever had, Chuck, but we'll take it. And we are sitting here with a victorious Coach Sanders. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on your big win. Hang on, let us get you turned on. Chuck said, all right. So there you go. Let's try that. Congratulations on your big win.
Thank you.
You know, when we talked prior to the game, you said that Rust not playing for a little while was your big concern on there.
Yeah.
Came out, we're down 5-2. You made a timeout and adjustment, and that was all she wrote after that.
Yeah, it's hard when, you hadn't had a game in 10 days.
Right.
So, it was a little rusty start, but, the defense was great, and the second half we made some plays, so we got in a rhythm.
Indeed you did, and early on, too, when you started creating turnovers, the defense led to offensive plays, and that fits right into the profile that you like to run.
Right, that's exactly what we said we wanted to do through, transitioning and just putting, tenacious defense on them and being able to execute.
Well, you did that tonight. Now, you talked about a 10-day layoff. You don't have that opportunity. You've got a couple-of-day turnaround. I think we're back here at the Nest on Thursday.
We should be back here. I'll confirm that at the Nest on Thursday. So hopefully in these 2 days we'll be able to gather up and touch on the things that we were a little rusty on tonight.
Well, and this is good. That's the problem with sitting out a game, too. And you well-deserved bye, but then you're just practicing against each other for a while. It looked good once the rust got shook off, so we're looking forward to a big run.
Yeah, the girls did a great job. It's a win in the playoffs. It's huge.
That's exactly right, and it was a big win tonight. Good to see everybody off of the bench and an opportunity where you got to play a little bit of everybody in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's good when you can empty the bench in a playoff game.
I could hear Coach Scully somewhere saying, "Don't send Kaylee to the basket like that." But it's great to see all of the sports and the support. The softball team, the fans came out. Congratulations, Coach, and we'll see you in a couple of days.
Thank you so much.
There you go, head coach Jessica Sanders. She gets the win tonight and still pushing the rack of balls off on her own. Wow. Doing multiple things. She didn't run the concession stand at halftime. I don't know.
Well, no, I didn't see that. Maybe we would have got us some free popcorn.
Right, doing a little bit of everything on there. That's going to wrap it up. We will post the link as soon as we know exactly when the time is for that game on Thursday. But your Lady Eagles do move on, and they will be in the quarterfinals, which will be Thursday, one step away from a return trip down to March Madness. They like to call it, one game at a time. They will host the 7th-seeded Glen Oaks. Not sure what they are.
Yeah, Glen Oaks.
Glen Oaks on there, but we do know that that's the Glen Oaks out of Baton Rouge, not to be confused with Green Oaks that is out of that Shreveport area that we've seen both of those. Chuck, not the start that the Lady Eagles wanted, but it didn't take long to get things up and rolling.
Like you said, key point was that timeout adjustment, and it just took off from there.
Yeah, absolutely it did, because at that point they picked up and they started rolling, and it was Lady Eagle basketball from there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they're able to do come Thursday, Friday-ish, if you will. Again, if you're following along, you can follow us tomorrow night. We've got Grace Christian baseball tomorrow evening. I think Tom's doing something Thursday. What is we've got a busy slate because we've got baseball Thursday, Friday, Saturday from Grace Christian. We've got Menard basketball that we're going to have to work into the flow, of course, of that one. All of your quarterfinal action will be broadcast here. So we'll work out the logistics of it all after that. Hope you had a great President's Day and enjoy your Mardi Gras tomorrow. Back to work for me. I know these school officials and kids are off for another day, but not us working folks.
Hey, you want to go eat lunch tomorrow?
I have lunch tomorrow. I'm going to eat with Coach Bachman. We'll be over at Pop's Place in Pineville.
Okay.
So
I could wear a toga shirt and come see y'all.
See, there you have it, our newest addition to football. That's going to wrap it up tonight. Good grief, Chuck. 55-20, the Lady Eagles soar into the quarterfinals, and we'll see you back here when that game is on. We believe it's going to be Thursday, and if it is, it will be at 6 o'clock. So look forward to that. Follow, subscribe, hit the alert notifications, and you'll know every time that we go live right here on 446 Sports. God bless you all, and good night.